Okay guys, a quick video of how to measure the electric pollution. You need the voltmeter. It has to be a little bit sensitive when it comes to alternative current. So it has to go under 1 volt of accuracy. Sometimes they make them not that accurate because it's not something you measure that much, small alternative currents. But this model has it well. So you connect one pin to the earth pin, and the other you will take it in your hand. Okay, I turn on the stuff, I put it on alternative current, and as you see, like here I'm not touching, 0.4 I touch, and it climbed to 1 volt alternative, 1 alternative volt. Okay, when you do this test you have to be wearing your shoes, so you are isolated from the ground. And yeah, otherwise if I touch now with my feet, of course it drops. Now I touch, so it's dropping. I get my feet up the floor, and the electricity now goes more through the voltmeter, so I can see how much my body is catching alternative electricity. 1 volt of alternative electricity. Okay, I let go here, for example, and it drops. I get here 1 volt something. Okay, if I go to frequency now, okay, already it's catching the frequency. So if I touch, it's the 50 hertz frequency that is going through me. So the electricity going from me to the ground, and from the ground to me 50 times per second. I let go. You can even catch it without my body, which tells a lot about the pollution. It's a lot. Okay, I go back to alternative electricity. So 0.4 I touch, and it climbed to 1 volt. I touch with my feet, I will touch now the ground. The electricity goes to the ground, so there is drop of reading. I put my shoes on the on again, and have more electricity staying in me. It's not going through the ground. Okay, so the more you connect to the ground, the more you have electricity going through you. So you will have more electricity going to you. You have some discharging, but you are having more electricity going to you back and forth to the ground. Okay. Okay, now let's plug something here just to see. The difference. So as we see, it is 1.1. Let's plug some equipment. Okay, we plug the equipment. I will touch now. It was 1.1. It is now 2.1 because there is this equipment now radiating more toward my body. Okay, side lamp. If I go closer, the number rises. If I go more far away from the lamp, the number decreases. So this is just a side lamp with a normal bulb, you know, no electronic inside, and it is producing nearly 1 volt more than when it was unplugged. Okay, and also it depends in what way you have plugged it, you know, and if it's on or off. Yeah, so even this will vary, but you see that one equipment added the pollution. Okay, I go next to it, I go back 1.7, my hand going close to it, 2.1, 2.2. Okay, a lot. This is a lot of pollution. You don't want to sleep next to something like that. Okay, so the more you turn off the electricity, the better is, and the more you unplug stuffs that are not used, the better is. 1.1 without the lamp plugged. Easy test. Okay, my hand and the grounding pin. Okay, 1.1 now. Okay, I'm wearing my shoes, so the charge stays in me. Easy test. This stuff cost like 20 euros, something like that. This model has a good sensitivity in the alternative electricity, and it has the frequencies also. So you understood. You have to really choose where to sleep and do this test on your bed, on the different zones in your house, with the equipment plugged and unplugged, so you will understand. So you have seen when I plug the lamp, it goes to 2 something, and of course it changes according to the distance I put between me and the equipment. So this is an easy test. So this is pure science. Okay, this is pure science. The more you reduce the plugged stuff, you turn off zones of your home, the less electric field you will have going to you at the frequency of 50 hertz from you to the earth. Okay, so the protection is about unplugging maximum and turning off maximum. It's not about putting your feet on the ground, you know. There is just more electricity going through me to the earth, and that's not a protection, you know. Earthing is not a protection. It just make the electricity goes more into you, so it can be even more dangerous. So when you need to discharge, you are discharging yourself by washing your hand, by touching the ground like I did, but it's not a protection because you will have constantly electricity going more efficiently through you because it goes directly to the earth, so you will have a lot of electricity going through you back and forth. So it's not earthing is not a protection. Okay, what will be protection is to turn off everything or to sleep in a Faraday cage, which will channel the electricity around you, not through you. Okay, you understood? So this is pure science, like you have seen. Let's talk about the stuff that you can do in a subtle way. In a subtle way, you can. This is a copper bracelet. I gave mine to my sister, so I don't have it. This is a copper bracelet you put on your wrist. This is can bring some effect, harmonizing and everything. This is good stuff. Also, you can have a belt. I made this belt. It's made of copper wire and it's coated with clear plastic. Those are the speaker cable. So it is an open loop, so you don't close it. So it's an open loop which you put around you on your waist, and it's not you don't have it should be open, you know, like you say, like you see here, or like this stuff here around your wrist, and this around your waist. You know, it's a belt. Okay, so it's open. Okay, just the two cables are just one next to another. You put it around your waist. I'm experimenting also with these little cylinders you have here. They call them ferrite or ferrite or something like that. It's kind of a crystal iron oxidated stuff. It's on the cable to reduce the small parasite frequencies and everything. So I put it on my belt to also try it. And those are very subtle effects, but this is a pure straightforward science. Okay, 0.5 touching, 1.1. okay, plugging here. Okay, already up without me touching 2.2. This is the pollution added by this side lamp. You sleep next to those stuffs, you know. And of course it will depend if it's on, off, it's turned off, what kind of electricity you have and everything. Okay, I unplug and it drops. Okay, I plug the lamp. Okay, touch. No, I have one. Okay, you get the idea. If you can get those ferrite stuff, keep them aside. I put the whole cable of the house to one big of those, just as a matter of experiencing. If it reduces the small frequencies, I don't have the equipment to measure, so it's kind of the subtle stuff. Also, I'm doing some stuff with the shungite. I may tell you what I'm doing with the powder to isolate some objects and everything. Yeah, I think I will keep it into that level for now in the pollution. Okay, 1.2. I let go. 0.4. So this is what my body is catching. The more pollution you add, the more plugged stuff you add, the more pollution you have. 2.4 volts. So unplug maximum around you. Choose well where you sleep. You can do this test where you sleep on the bed exactly to know what you have. You may have to unplug even those. This one of mine is unplugged. I have bipolar electricity, so there is always one cable active, because those guys I don't have it, it's outside the room. The cutter cuts just one cable, and there is one other cable which is active going through this object. So this object of mine is unplugged. Otherwise it will pollute the whole room, because I have bipolar electricity, biphased electricity, biphased, two phases. So there is only one cutter in the cutter, the other one goes around the bulbs and back to the cutter. So it's like a loop, and it has electricity, so it keeps polluting. So this stuff is unplugged. You see it on the wall, but it's not connected. I connected all to the earth, so it's like an earthed object now. So instead of polluting all the room above my head where I sleep and shit, it is unplugged, and it is unplugged. So it is not polluting more the room, you know. And I turn off the room when I sleep, so I even reduce all this stuff. So choose wisely where to sleep, you know, and what to unplug around you. So I had to unplug this because we have this two-phased electricity. So in the short, in the cutter, we cut only one phase, and the other is active. You maybe have a neutral, so you will have a neutral going through this when it's off. It's not my case, so I'm obliged to disconnect this kind of stuff, or have something very simple on the top. If I have to put a light, it will be very small light in the top, not to have all this object full of cables radiating in the middle of the room. Okay, you get the idea. So reduce maximum. I have two-phased electricity. Okay, I will tell you in another video how to know what kind of electricity you have. Actually, it will be testing the voltage between the earth and this, and one of this, and then the earth and one of this, and see what you have, if you have a neutral and a phase, or if you have two phases. It will be testing the alternative electricity between this and the earth, then between this and the earth. If they are the same, you will have two phases electricity. If there is one very small, very little, close to nothing, it's never nothing, it will be the neutral. You will have neutral plus phases, which is the good case. It's not my case, so I am obliged to unplug maximum stuffs. Okay, next to close to 15 minutes. You get the idea. Protect yourself. If you have to buy a voltmeter, buy one with very sensitive, more sensitive than usual of alternative current. So it has to go to 0.2 volts of sensitivity accuracy, so you can measure. Okay, I go next to the lamp. I touch the lamp. I'm touching the structure of the lamp. 3.3. I let go. Distance from the object. 1.7. Go back. 2.4. Okay, you get the idea. Copper bracelet. If you can grab one of the, it was even in a pharmacy sold. Make yourself a belt like this and try. If you can get this on old cables, keep them aside. It can be interesting to have them. Don't throw them. Ferrite cylinders. Okay, I just used it here. Okay, 13 minutes. Thank you. I may post more if I have more info. Thank you very much.